Whoa. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I have. There we go. That's a little bit better. I have a monitor, so I can at least hear when I have a monitor, so I can at least hear when the intro theme is over. But like a dog barked outside, and it sounded so much like the intro theme that it like threw off my timing of where in the theme that I was exactly. But yeah, I'm supposed to have the curtains set up by the time the stream starts, but they weren't. And I don't wanna blast it out. So I'm just gonna start the medley. Anyways, how are you doing, Cyber? Good, healthy, happy. I'm very hungry. I I didn't do the proper meal prep yesterday. Why didn't I? Oh, because the bananas were still kind of green, and if you freeze them while they're still kind of green, like it doesn't make for a good smoothie. So I didn't end up doing it. It has been a while. Hello. Hmm. Oh my God. Okay. Is it Wendersainville? Wendersainville? Noter Wendersainville? Noter Wendersainville? Is that what it is? I don't. Hello, Hodicus. Okay. Hmm. How do I practice keys? You're kind of looking at it. Honestly, the funny thing about this first week of the streams is that I'm notably rusty, and it's because I haven't streamed. Because the streams have kind of become my piano practice. So usually, like messing around and playing prepared pieces, written pieces, and then like kind of messing around and improvising around them is how I practice piano. Hi, Gaggle of Brains. Thank you for making a Twitch just to get here. I appreciate that. That's all right, Neobo. That's a lot. I hate making accounts for things. I used to feel really guilty because people. You know what I'm gonna do today? Okay, so this bow tie, which I should probably be talking about them before I put them on anyway. So there's a place. There is a place in Arizona called Dapper and Dash. It was owned by two guys, and their whole thing was just making bow ties. That's all they did. That was their entire business. And it might not seem super I lost my train of thought. Sorry. It might not seem super sustainable, but this was like around the time that hipsters were getting really big in Arizona, and so everybody was kind of wearing bow ties and vests and boots that they shouldn't have been wearing, and cuffed chinos really high and fancy socks. So Dapper and Dash was actually a pretty good business at the time. They were making a lot of money. And I, at the time, already had quite a expansive bow tie collection. And so they were like, hey man, we've seen your Tumblr. Like, we'll make you a bow tie free of charge. And I was like, that's really cool, man, but I don't know that you'd be able to make me one that I don't already kind of have. Like, I have polka dots. I like monochromatic things, so all of my bow ties are monochromatic, and I'm like, there's only so much you can do, right? You can do like tartan, you can have like a gingham bow tie, polka dot stripes, stars, whatever, music notes. I kind of had everything. And so they said, we can take two different patterns and combine them. And that way, depending on which side you have it on, the bow is different. Now, I was particularly fond of this pattern, but this one I didn't like so much. This side, but when they gave it to me, I guess I'm gonna find out now which way I ended up liking more, because I don't have a mirror in front of me, so it's a little bit harder. But I remember tying it in front of them, and one way I hated it, and they were like, try it the other way. And so I put it on reverse and I tied it the other way around, and I was like, oh, I actually like this a lot. This looks really cool, and I wish I had more bow ties like this. Was it this way? It was this way. Because the knot's black, and it has a little diamond on it, and I have the like nice silver bow. Anyways, thank you, Neobo, for that. I hope anybody here enjoyed the story about Dapper and Dash. I don't know if they still exist. If they do, shout out to Dapper and Dash. This is like a one-of-a-kind bow tie. I've never seen a bow tie like this anywhere. Anywho, yeah, thanks, Neobo. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. No, I do have to do it. Neobo, I haven't worn a bow tie. I mean, with the exception of this week of streams, I haven't worn a bow tie in over a year, right? And so maybe this is good for me. Maybe like my bow ties are figuratively and literally collecting dust. Like, they're getting dusty from not being able to spend a lot of time with them. This is for you, Hodicus. I think the plants are changing the smell of my room and me by I don't know, by proxy. Anyways, good morning, Taylor Nicole. Sorry, I was in the middle of the medley. Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Because I was in Hollywood yesterday, and the Line store is selling posters that clean the air. They're like air filtering posters. And I'm not saying it's impossible. It probably is extremely possible and scientific, but it was the silliest thing I've ever seen. I had so many questions that were not answered. If anybody has any questions, I'll link them in the Discord. But yeah, it's like posters that are supposed to clean the air. Like, do I have to swap them out? I usually only wear bow ties when I'm performing. I miss Maddie. Are they all monochromatic? For the most part. Some of them have like hints of other colors in them. The one that I'm wearing right now, you probably can't see it because of the distance and quality of the image, but it has like little red pinstripes on the silver portion. And I have one that has like a taupe, which I wouldn't necessarily consider monochromatic. Yeah, I almost bought one of the air purifying posters, but I thought it was stupid, so I didn't. Gaggle says, your bow tie collection takes me back to 2007. I'm simultaneously mortified by the dapper hipster phase, but also kind of miss it. I was one of those deep V-neck fancy vestibules. I wanted to be for a brief period of time, but I didn't have. I had. What is it called if you're particularly self-conscious about your chest? My chest. I feel like my chest didn't have stuff. It looked too bare and smooth and boring. So the idea of a deep V-neck was very scary to me. But I do remember American Apparel selling V-necks, and I did buy one. But it was basically like a crew neck with a point on it. I didn't have the neckline for it, Esper. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. very blue. Sometimes notes feel very blue and smoky to me. Oh, it's Brian. Brian says something about the V. It wanders into your line. What? Does fashion speak for itself? pass. people hear it? Can people hear the sound alert now? Did I fix it? Sick. Oh. So, oh, you know what? That's the end of the medley. And Booba's time has expired. I'm really hungry, guys. I normally have my smoothie here. I didn't do food prep. I didn't jump because I didn't actually hear it. I did. Yo, the weekend is good. Is that gonna get this? Stop! You're gonna get my stream. Checking in with you. It's time to check in with me too. I'm fine, I'm checking in with you. Checking in. Sorry, we're the checking in. Did I say I was going to news? I'm definitely not going to news. All right. How is everybody doing? Is everybody healthy? Is everybody happy? Is everybody? Ooh, the prediction has started. I'm so hungry. Oh yeah, how is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Is everybody good? Yo, I shouldn't be able to I shouldn't be able to see this. Oh. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You know, I feel like enough people have been in the stream enough where they know all of the things that I put in my smoothie, so. I feel like everybody should know. I really want to go with the citrus option, says Neobo. I missed you, Neobo. Okay, I'll wait to answer it until it's over. Oh. Oh, you know what I should put? Okay, so, I think I've told this story in the stream before, but I broke one of my NutriBullet things because I'm stupid, and I was trying to get it as clean as possible because things that are dirty bother me. And usually, when I'm washing things around the house, I'll use a lot of because if you look on the back of the active ingredients of Ajax, it's really just a lot of baking soda and stuff. So I just put baking soda on stuff and then I scrub it away and everything's really clean and it looks good and it feels good. But I was cleaning one of my little NutriBullet cups. And I had the baking soda in there, just resting on what seemed to be some stains from fruit. And then I went to scrub it, and I was like, oh, you know what will get a really good rinse? Is if I just put some water in there, and I put it on the NutriBullet. I closed it, and I put it on the NutriBullet, and I let the blades, swish the water all around, and that'll give it, a good rinse. But I didn't properly get, all of the baking soda out. So the cup itself exploded. Just, the buildup of all the pressure. It's like when you make a volcano in elementary school. It's just the buildup of all the gas from the baking soda and being shaken like that with the blade. I just watched it keep spinning and fill with bubbles, and I was like, maybe I should go take it off. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it like another 5 seconds. And I'm glad that I gave it another 5 seconds because if I approached it, it probably would have exploded in my face. Which, there are blades on that thing. Anyways, yeah, it was a bad idea. Don't do that. Is it over? Is it over? Is the gamble over? I think it's over. I love that. I love that song. It's such a good piano song. Some of my songs don't really translate well to piano. Anywho, it's mostly other fruits. In fact, I don't put citrus in my smoothies at all, really. Um, every now and then I'll use orange juice instead of apple juice as like the liquid base, but only when I'm feeling particularly sick and I'm trying to like OD on vitamin C. But I mean, there's already a lot of that in there. Citrus is like pretty. Citrus can be like the acid in citrus fruits can be like a little extreme for me. I'm still struggling through all those surges, guys. I think I just drank my third can yesterday, which means got 9 more. Anyways, yeah, no citrus. No citrus. Strawberries, bananas, kiwi, blueberries, apples, yogurt. Gotta have my probiotics and protein. There's actually a little bit of protein in yogurts. Oh crap. Ang, do you really like Agnes? Are you guys buddies now? That was weird. Smelled like my ex for a second. Anyway, strawberries have citrus. Do they? Wow. Well, you learn something new every day. I've actually started cutting back on the amount of strawberries that I used to put in the smoothies. I realized I just need a little bit of strawberries for taste, but if you put too much in, the whole smoothie gets really not tangy, but you know how strawberries are actually not sweet? They're they're almost sour. They're tart. That's the word I'm looking for. They're tart. Speaking of taking things to the moon, Jaime, I was looking at a news article yesterday about how a billionaire in Japan is flying 8 people to the moon. And he's just picking 8 people at random, I guess, that he's going to pay for their whole flight to the moon. And I was like, I gotta see the paperwork. Is he gonna bring them back? It seems dodgy. I don't want a billionaire to fly me to another planet. I don't want that. It sounds like a nightmare. It sounds like a really good idea for a thriller. Like Elon Musk takes 8 people to Mars. He definitely kills them all. Or it's, oh man, see, or somebody dies. I don't know. Mars, I can't think of a Mars movie where people don't die. The moon is the moon, says Liana. That's a one-way trip, says Jaime. Maybe he's doing it metaphorically, like GameStop and AMC. Oh. No, he's taking them. He's taking them to the moon. They even showed the rocket. Please look this up. I'm not making this up. It's very real. Japanese billionaire. And then they showed a lot of pictures with him sitting next to Elon Musk, and I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a vouch for his wealth, but he was standing next to Elon Musk in 4 different photos. Privatized space travel scares me so much as an explosion. Yes, as somebody who lives pretty close to NASA, actually. NASA is 20 minutes away, the Pasadena location anyway. There's always stories about rich who's its and what's it's paying to go to the space station or paying to have their buddies go with them to the space station. And I feel like my brain can't operate on that level. On the level of considering space travel. I'm just trying to get around my own city. I'm still trying to navigate Los Angeles half the time with construction and everything. I can't think about space travel. It's kind of like when people talk about buying a boat or something, and you're just I'm trying to get a car, man. I live on land. I don't make enough money to consider boat prices. But anyways, Cyber says they want to be an astronaut. Wirt went to space camp. I've heard of this. I've heard of space camp. When I was a kid, my parents wouldn't let me go to camps because I don't need to get into it, but I wasn't allowed to go to camps. So I always imagined that every camp was like Camp Crystal Lake or that movie Heavyweights, where they take all the fat kids and they put them in like, like wood log cabins, a big lake and forest. That's what I always thought camp was. But then when I got older, a lot of my friends were telling me like, no man, like that's not what camp's like. They're like, some camps don't even actually go into the woods. And I was like, oh. And they're like, some camps you don't even go camping. There's no like fire or marshmallows or campsite story. Like there's none of that. There's no actual campfire. And I was like, then why is it called a camp? Anyways, where it says Space Camp is cool. I've actually been to the camp from Heavyweights. Can you tell me where that is? Do you have the address? No. Oh wait, can you tell me where it is? I have reasons why I need to go there. For sure, when everything's great again, I would like to go to this place. Is it abandoned? I have to go. I want to go to the camp, and I want to play the song "I Want Candy" on a Bluetooth speaker and run around like stashing like Twinkies and Snickers into. Oh, thanks, Angsplosion. I want to say Aang for short sometimes, but isn't that the character from Avatar? I don't think anybody got my heavyweights reference, maybe except for Word. Do they really have the kids launching the thing into the water? Oh, never mind. Liana got my reference too. Oh, this is cool. Never mind. People have seen this movie. Did anybody else think the name of the movie was Fat Camp? Thanks, Cyber. I'm gonna choose to explain that GIF now. So, I don't know if anybody in here is Canadian. I kind of feel like no one in here is Canadian. But in Canada, they have a pizza place called Pizza Pizza, which is similar to Little Caesars in that they sell very cheap pizza that a lot of people say tastes like cardboard. And I said, well, I'll be the judge of that. And I went there and I got the pizza. One, the pizza was pretty freaking good. It's solid. Two, they serve it by the slice, which is even weirder. I was like, that's the thing that I've always said about Little Caesars. I was like, it would be really cool to be able to walk into a Little Caesars and pay like 50 cents and get a whole slice of pizza. Pizza Pizza in Canada has that. Like, you can get just by the slice. And I went in there to get pizza with a few friends of mine, and the lady, I was on a tour, so the lady that was behind the counter recognized me and the person who was also playing the show with, that I was on tour with, and offered to give us extra pizza. And so they gave us 2 slices, but then they also gave us 2 slices each. But my friend did not like it, so they gave me their slice, and I was like, well, you can see it in the GIF. I'm very happy, and I'm holding a slice of pizza in each hand. But yeah, one day I hope to return to that place. It was a very, very fine establishment. And the pizza, I gotta be honest, I don't remember what it tasted like, but I remember enjoying myself. So I feel like if it were bad, I would remember that part. Yeah, that was me celebrating getting free pizza. I don't remember who recorded that. That's the wild thing. That's the funny thing. Because my friend who got the extra pizza is in the background of that GIF. And I, for the life of me, can't remember who was recording me dancing around like that. But I went to that pizza place with just my friend. So whoever was holding the camera is somebody I do not know. And I don't know how I got that footage. And I do remember getting the video and turning it into a GIF, though. Oh, you know what? It was in somebody's... Somebody put it in their Instagram story. I don't remember who the person was, but I remember downloading it from their Instagram story and then making a GIF out of it. Anyways, Brian says, weird tangent, but I cannot eat Hershey Kisses without thinking about that scene in Heavyweights where Ben Stiller tricks the kids and says, oops, Butterfinger. Oh, I don't want to talk about this movie because not everybody here has seen it, and I'll go deep. But yeah, I remember like every scene from that movie very vividly. I love that movie. And that was my first Ben Stiller film as a kid. And so I kind of thought of him as a detestable lunatic. And that may have been the only time he played a detestable lunatic. Wait, wasn't he also a detestable lunatic in Dodgeball? Wasn't he like the main bad guy? You know what? I think he basically played the same character, actually. I think he was like a fitness junkie that was also really mean. Anyways, yeah, it was a cool performance by Ben Stiller. Social media is weird, says Cyber. It is very weird. He was mean in Happy Gilmore. Ben Stiller was in Happy Gilmore? I completely, I don't remember him even in that movie. That's wild. But I have like a weird thing with Adam Sandler films. I almost immediately forget the cast as soon as I'm done watching it. I rewatched Big Daddy, like maybe 5 years ago, and I was like, wait, Jon Stewart was in this movie? Jon Stewart's like a pretty, not even just like some random side character. Like he's a kind of an important character in the movie, and I didn't remember. Thanks, Mortal. You consider him detestable in Zoolander? You know, I thought about that, but I can't. Because in Zoolander, he's just so baby brain that it like kind of explains away a lot of his like awful behavior. But I feel like in Dodgeball and in Heavyweights, he was very like, he had adult brain. He just had bad brain. But I hear you. He was also kind of just like a waste of space in Zoolander. you know, Liana, I saw Zoolander. I've only seen that movie like maybe 3 or 4 times, and a lot of those times were a long time ago. So I've forgotten a lot, except for like iconic quotes like the one that you just said. And sometimes I wonder if I go back and watch it, if it's good. You know, if it stands the test of time. Some scenes are just timeless, like the scenes where at the gas station when they're like squirting each other with gasoline. Like some scenes are definitely timeless, but I think a lot of those older comedies ended up getting really, really late sequels like Zoolander 2 or Anchorman 2. And the sequel, still having some laughs in it, kind of maybe sullied or soiled my view of the original. And I'm like, the original was good, right? Like, I'm not crazy, right? I don't know. That's where he's not sinister. It's not his fault that he's really, really ridiculously good looking. Brief moral. Oh, Jesse. Oh, it's Jesse. I can't have multiple identities on Twitch. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, sorry. That's my bad. Anyways, how are you doing, Jesse? This is the check-in portion. I kind of like will lose my way, my track of mind. But how are you doing? Is everything well wherever it is you live? Something really interesting happens to me when I play Kiwi. If I'm playing the song, whenever I get to this part, I get a very vivid like photographic memory. Like I see a very specific thing that I did with the person that this song is named after, and it puts me in a good mood. I don't know if I can ever play that song and not be in at least somewhat of a good mood. It's a very fun song. Good morning, Erica. I love that song. I think the I should probably talk to Kiwi at some point. Kiwi's on Twitch, or at least I think. I don't know. I feel like I haven't got notifications for them streaming at all lately, but that was probably my last interaction with them. Me and Kiwi went to Disneyland. Whoa. That's so wild. Anyways, yeah. It was cool. But I remember Kiwi saying something, and I remember exactly where we were walking. It was very hot. Yeah. Kiwi's good people. Anyways, I don't remember why I started playing that song. Oh, because I had the guitar. I had the guitar thing on. Oh, why is that wild? I'm not actually saying everything about the memory, because it's personal, but something very specific about the memory is why it's wild. And also, it's just like interesting because there's only a few songs that I play that recall very specific memories, I suppose. A lot of songs I play and I can just completely disassociate and think about whatever I want. Like Clover Salad has nothing. Clover Salad, like occasionally I'll think about the video that I had to look at to relearn it for myself, and it'll make me think of Isidora because, well, I don't know why it makes me think of Isidora. I guess because Isidora was in the stream a lot while I was developing that one, and also was kind of integral in its name. But yeah, for the most part, I kind of just play and I'll think about whatever. Absent-minded. Also, things like Beneath the City. Oh, never mind. That does kind of bring a very specific memory. Yeah, I guess there's a few songs. There's a few songs that do that. It's just really weird how predictable it is. Like, I think that everybody has that. Like, you have very specific memories tied to certain smells. Maybe certain chords, certain melodies make you feel a certain way. You ever just eat dry cereal in a cup all of the time? Well, okay, not all the time today, kid. Not all the time today, kid. We actually talked for a while yesterday about how I have a box of like cinnamon frosted flakes that I just don't eat. But when I was a kid, I remember very specifically, and I think a lot of people in the stream will be able to relate to this because a lot of us aren't like extremely wealthy. But growing up in a household that isn't super wealthy and organized, your cabinets are usually just kind of like there's like no repeat cups, right? It's like this is a cup that's from, it's like a big gold cup from, you know, Circle K or something, and then this cup is just, it's a beautiful ornate cup with flowers, but there's no other cup like it in the cabinet, and it's just, I don't even know where all these things came from, and it's like your silverware doesn't match. Things just aren't part of sets in your home. It's like everything's kind of random. Hello, Easy Door. I was just talking about you. But anyways, there was a very specific cup that was white, and it was about this big and pretty wide, and it was plastic, but it had like like divot lines in it. I know I'm not doing a good job of describing this thing, but it, imagine a glass, like a very fancy thick glass cup that you would have like almost like a mug, like that you would have like a like root beer float or something like that in an A&W, and then just take away the handle and make it plastic. There was a big cup like that that we had, and I remember there was a lot of times we would just run out of milk. And when we would run out of milk, it's like I still wanted to have cereal, so I would just fill up a cup with Frosted Flakes, and I would just go to my room and like, I'm trying not to say pour. I was looking for a better word than pour, but I would just kind of pour them into my mouth and then eat dry Frosted Flakes. And kind of like a Stein, yeah. Liana. And I would just pour dry Frosted Flakes in my mouth. And then I got, this was like a summer, I think, because I was home a lot. And I got so used to doing it that after a while, I didn't like eating cereal with milk anymore. I just really liked it dry. Now I would just kind of like funnel it into my mouth, or I would have like fill up a Ziploc bag with cereal, and I would like go for a walk or go to the park or something like that and just eat cereal. Dry cereal. Yeah, I don't know that I could do that anymore, but there was definitely a time where I did that. Word up, Jaime. Also, eating cereal with even milk, just out of a cup. I liked eating cereal. I liked eating cereal for whatever reason out of like containers that were taller than they were wide, and cups are a good example of such container, and so I did a lot of that. Yeah, wow. That's a cool memory, actually. So, what I want to do at some point throughout these next few weeks is I would like to develop a theme for Agnes and a theme for Firo, so that Boob is not the only one with a theme. And also, if I have themes that are tied to things, this is not a new thing for me. This is a very old thing that I've known for a while, but I've done a pretty bad job about actually applying it. Is tying. I have a bad memory, and I make a lot of songs, so tying songs to things often will help me remember them. This is why a lot of times on the stream, I'll kind of task the viewers to name random things that I'm playing. Because if it has a name, suddenly it kind of has a place in my brain, and it's no longer just empty, titleless noise. And so if I have a name, then I can have something to refer to, or people in the stream can have something to request, and so I now can try to remember it. Just Clover Salad, having the name Clover Salad has like brought that song through plenty of streams. And so Booba's theme, which really did start off as a joke, I think I played it in, what was the sound that I used? We're in 300 now, so I'll never remember the sound that I used. Maybe 288 or something? Definitely not that. I don't want to dig through all these. Oh wait. Oh my god. I think I found it. Oh my god, I think I found it. That's really funny. Like, it started off as that. It was just like a chill, synthy. It was like that, and I didn't have any place for it. I didn't have a place for it, and so every now and then I would happen on it and just play it as like a joke, but it didn't have a name, and so it was hard for me to refer to it or develop it as a song. And I think it was Liana who named it after Booba. It made it a little bit easier for me to refer to it and also develop it from that point. So now instead of just kind of being a more simple, it has like chords in it. And so I'm trying to develop some type of tune for Agnes, Firo, and Zia. I might actually just end up taking a track that's already developed and giving it to each of the three. Because there is this song, which is kind of sad, but like... I thought about that one. Maybe giving that to one of the plants. I can make the plant sad. I can just stop watering it, and then the song will fit. Do you really want a sad plant, says Liana? Maybe the song's not sad. Maybe it's not a sad song. Brian says, do you name new tracks in your DAW with weird titles? I do, and I always regret it. You can only have so many songs titled. This isn't good yet. What the heck is this? Until you forget what all those tracks sound like. Well, Brian, I do have weekly production streams where that happens a lot. You know, I name things just stuff because I can't come up with an interesting name yet. For example, it was called Spronk or something like that, or Sprangle or something. It just had a stupid nonsense name on it. And then months later, when I actually wrote lyrics to it, I not only named it in my head, just believing, but then I went in and I actually renamed all the files and stuff like that. But yeah, it had this placeholder name. There's currently a song called Jumblebutt. I have a song called Jumblebutt that goes... Oh, crap! That's what I'm supposed to... Wait. Feels like I'm burning... Ooh, I gotta remember that song. Whoa, how does that song go? No. I love that song. And then it's yeah. This chord feels wrong. Anywho, that song's called Jumblebutt. And eventually I made lyrics to it. I made melodies to it. And so now it's cool. It's got purpose and meaning. But the file is still Jumblebutt on my computer. So to answer your question more succinctly, yeah, I've definitely named songs in the DAW stupid names and ran out of stupid names. So I just have a lot of keyboard smash songs also. Into the small. Do-do-ba-ba. Do-do-ba-ba. Baby, I'm Booba. Baby, I'm Agnes too. Booba's name. Where does Booba's name come from? I think it's just a noise that I made. Agnes's name comes from me. That's actually what I used to produce under when I first started making music. Before I changed my artist name to Omni7 and then changed it again to Omniboy. I used to produce under Agnes, and so that's where that name came from. Firo's name is what I used to name everything. And you know how when you're getting into like RPGs and they let you name the main character, and really boring people just name it after themselves, like Jeff or something. There's no Jeff in Final Fantasy. Anyways, I would always name them Firo, Firo, and I don't remember why. I think that a lot of people when they're a kid, especially creators, everybody kind of has like tries to create a persona or like a weird fake identity where it's like, this is my thing and this is what I am. It's like, I think it's very healthy. And for whatever reason, for a second, mine was Firo. And then I played Shenmue, and then I was like, Rio is the coolest name I've ever heard. And so I was just naming everybody Rio. Every game, if you could let me name the character, they were Rio. But before that, it was Firo. And that's why the other little plant is named Firo. Where is he, anyway? Oh, there he is. My brother was always making an anagram out of the default name. That's pretty cool. Your brother sounds like a dope person. I always use Nanabutt, says Liana. I'm hungry. You were hoping to build up requests for the production stream? I mean, you can. Whoa, double two. I didn't even know you were in here. Double. Look, it looks even more like a bird now. The new leaf. The one down here. Doesn't it look like a bird? This is hard. That leaf goes hard. You can stay there for a second. Vocal line. It's so fun. Mine was Kira. Oh. Whoa. Wait, who did this? Who requested that? I don't know who it is. Finally got the points. Could you get some Witchy? Oh, you know what's funny, Jaime? I almost played Witchy in the medley this morning. And I thought, no. I don't feel like it. I have to buy. Okay, all right. I bought a lot of brown rice. I eat quite a bit of rice, but I've tried to make it brown lately because because I'm gonna die eventually, and I would like for it not to be because I consumed way too much white rice in my life. And brown rice takes a really long time to cook, or I should just say significantly longer than white rice does, and it's very annoying. Hmm? Oh, brown rice is the way to go, says Cyber. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate this. Worth every token, says Jaime. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I haven't played that song in a while. The specific movement from here, those chords, is very difficult for whatever reason. I think it's just not naturally what my hands want to do. Sometimes my hands naturally want to do things that sound good, believe it or not. Most of the time, though, they naturally want to do things that sound weird and sometimes can ruin the song. Like what my hands naturally want to do is this. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe I just like that chord and I'm trying to shoehorn it into a song where it doesn't belong. See, I did it again. I was trying to do it right. Okay. Yeah. I do have to become extra conscious, Jaime, when I'm playing that part of the song. This bit. I can do that and daydream. But then when it gets to the bit, I'm doing it again. No, that was wrong. Jesus Christ. White bread is way too spicy for me, says Cyber. I haven't had white bread in a really long time. I can remember the first time I had white bread, and it was when I was visiting one of my white friends. And it was the Wonder Boys. It was the Wonder Bread. And I remember thinking, I actually might need to look up a bag of Wonder Bread, because anytime somebody says Wonder Bread, you know what I think of? I think of that game Twister that people used to play. I think of the game where when you really wanted to touch your friend's butt and you couldn't figure out a cool natural way to do it, so everybody would pull out the Twister mat and everybody would get on it and right foot green. Whenever somebody says Wonder Bread, I think of Twister. Does the Wonder Bread bag have rainbow polka dots all over it? I can't conjure it right now in my head, but there has to be a connection. There has to be a connection between the two. The one trick that seems to minimize the sushi rice glucose crash is to rinse with water. Rinse it with water. Ah, God. At least water's free. It does. Okay. I'm getting confirmation. It does have the Twister dots. Word. Anywho, I remember going over to a friend's house, and his mom was making. She asked. So much of my childhood, I think, particularly after we moved, there was a time when we moved from one type of neighborhood to a very different type of neighborhood, and I was trying to make friends in this different type of neighborhood, and so I have so many memories of going over to my friends' house, going over to Amber's house, going over to Shane's house, and their parents saying something or doing something, or just me actually having culture shock, going into somebody being oh, go into the pantry and get whatever you want to eat, and I'm what's a what the heck is a pantry? What are you talking about? And they have a walk-in, opening a door, and then you basically walk into a room of food. I'm your food has a room? Wild stuff. But one of the really jarring ones I do remember is being over at this dude's house, and his mom saying, "You guys want some grilled cheese sandwiches?" And I remember being he said yes for us. And I was so afraid to ask, but I was What is a grilled cheese sandwich? That sounds so stupid. That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because in my brain, I was imagining a grill like barbecue, like the lines with the coals and the fire under it. And I was imagining they were grilling cheese like you would grill hamburgers and then put it in between bread. And I was like, one, that sounds gross. Two, I'm not a big fan of grilled cheese even to this day. So it was almost as bad as I expected it to be. But I remember getting into the kitchen and him being so like jazzed, like he was excited. He was just like, "Oh, I love grilled cheese sandwiches. So thanks, mom." And like picked up like one of the like triangles. She cut it into triangle halves, which I'm not a fan of, but cut into triangle halves. And he gives one to me, and I remember like looking at it and opening it. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Looking for freaking meat, idiot." But I like opened it and I was like, "Oh, so it's just cheese in there. It's just cheese." And I remember he wanted more and his mom went to go get more. And that's when I realized that it was white bread. It was Wonder Bread. Because my mom never bought Wonder Bread. And it was hard for me to tell because it was toasted. So it looked brownish or whatever. But anyways, I don't remember how we got here. I don't remember how we got here, but is grilled cheese bougie? Not at all. Not at all, Rick Moral. Grilled cheese, I would not say that grilled cheese is bougie. I would say that grilled cheese is actually brokey. But it just wasn't a thing in my household. Taking two pieces of bread and then melting cheese between them was like not a thing. It's not to say that every single sandwich in my house had meat in it, but yeah, it did. It was peanut butter and jelly or it was meat. Grilled cheese is good. The good of the people. Yeah, I believe in grilled cheese. It's food of the people. I believe in it. It just wasn't a thing that I grew up eating. But I mean, I grew up eating some things that I definitely had friends come over and they were confused. There's this sandwich. This isn't part of news, but which is good because we're not in the news segment. But there's this sandwich meat called buttig. One person at least, maybe 3 people in the stream will know what buttig is, but it's like it comes in a really tiny package, and I think it comes with like maybe 12 slivers of meat. And I say slivers because it is thinly sliced, super thin sliced. And so I remember my mom would buy buttig, and I would make my lunch. I would make my lunch for the morning because I was a freaking independent, smart kid that knew how to do that crap. And so I would make my sandwich, and I would take one thin, like, and I'm talking thin, like if you put a flashlight up to this piece of meat, like there's going to be a lot of light coming out on the other side. And so I would take one square of deli meat and I would put it right in line with the bread. And then I would take a second square and I would turn it so that it had little corners that would come out, out of each 4 sides of the sandwich. And then that was it. I had 2 really, paper thin slices of meat in my sandwich. It was mostly bread. And that's what I would eat for lunch when I went to school. In that way, because my mom would buy, maybe like 3 packages of the meat would last a lot longer if we ate it that way. And I remember my dad would make sandwiches and he would like dollop it on there. He wouldn't even like lay it flat. He would make meat sandwiches so that the meat was all like curled up, like Arby's or something. And I was like, I don't like that. That's weird because you're not guaranteeing that you're getting the same amount of meat per bite because it's like wrinkled up in really weird ways. So anyways, I would have one normal up down, then I would have the other one diagonal, and I go to school and I eat that all the time. And that's probably why I like bread so much, because that sandwich was mostly bread. Anyways, that's the type of sandwich I would eat. There's no grilled cheeses. There's definitely no grilled cheeses. Somebody says, are you one of those people that put mayo on the grilled cheese instead of the butter? Oh my god, if you put mayo on their grilled cheese instead of butter? Oh, I don't like mayo, so I don't put mayo on anything. But shouts out to the mayo heads out there. Where it says, you remember how thin they sliced the bean, and that bean, and it was Mickey and the Beanstalk. Exactly. The funny thing is, I haven't seen that animated film, but I have seen the GIF making fun of poor people so many times that I'm very familiar with like the like super thinly sliced like cut of bean, and it just like it is carried away on the wind. It's pretty sick. Anyways, I do put butter on basically everything. That's probably gonna be what kills me. The brown rice will keep me alive until the butter claims my life at some point. I mean, I butter everything. I've actually gotten a lot better at it lately. Where I don't butter everything. This might be weird and unnecessary to some of you guys, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When I would make burritos, and when I would make burritos and quesadillas, anything with tortillas, I would actually butter the griddle and then toast the tortilla, so it got this nice like crispy, yummy outer. I don't know, outside, buttery outside. Anyways, a friend was over while I was making us burritos, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, buttering the tortilla. And they were like, "Why?" And I was like, "Honestly, I don't know." And now when I make quesadillas, I no longer butter the griddle. I just like make them, and I'm like, "Oh, it still gets toasty and it's good." But yeah, I was putting butter on everything. Wow, this is not the conversation I want to be having because I'm hungry. Goodbye, Neobo. Thank you for being on the stream, and I appreciate you. I'm gonna stop playing. That's the last time I play it. I do really love it, though. I do really love it. Is it done? Is Angie's time done? Actually, is my time done? Should I go to news? I'm gonna go to news.
Time to do the news. I think it's time to do the news. It's definitely time to do the news. Do the news.
They butter the burritos. They butter the grilled burritos at Bell Street and the quesadillas. I don't know what Bell Street is, but that sounds delicious. Okay, this is the news segment. Starting off, tomorrow is Friday, which means tomorrow's the production stream. For those of you guys that were in season 2, the production stream has not changed at all. The scenes are the same. We're still going to do the same thing. However, I have not produced anything since the last production stream as far as like personal music and art. So I'm expecting to be rusty, just like it took me. It's going to take me until next week before I feel completely comfortable like working around on the piano again. I expect tomorrow's stream to be a little rusty, and so maybe, in order to grease the wheels, I might spend tomorrow's stream reviewing a little bit, and unless I get the creative bug, and then I feel like I know what I can do, but if I don't. Maybe we can spend some time reviewing some of the tracks that I haven't heard in a minute, and I'm sure you guys have not in even longer. Word. I was supposed to start yesterday about the butter I bought, and I'm hype on. Oh. Whenever I go to buy butter, I'm pretty sure I buy different butter every time. I'm like I can't taste the difference between butter. I can't taste the difference between any brand of butter, nor can I taste the difference between salted and unsalted butter. So I kind of just look whatever is the cheapest butter they have, and then I buy the one that's next up from that. That's how I run a lot of my life, actually. Finding the cheapest, most brokey thing that they offer, and then buying the thing that's just 5 cents, 10 cents above whatever that is. Because I feel like I've earned that much. Is it an evening stream again? Tomorrow I'm going to be doing it in the morning. But this can still change. The only reason I'm doing it in the morning is so that I have more time in my evening to do other like work-related stuff. But if people prefer, maybe I'll do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll in the Discord. I probably should have done that before I started season 3, but maybe I'll do a poll in the Discord to see how people feel about evening versus daytime stream. But Yeah, tomorrow is a production stream. So that's the first bit of news. Second bit of news pertaining to the production stream is that um, pertain. Sorry, there's a squirrel on the palm tree, and it always weirds me out when there's squirrels on the palm tree because that same cat waits at the bottom. Granted, the cat never gets him, but it's like there's only one way down, baby. News. Yeah, so also pertaining to the production stream, I'm going to eventually work in segments and stuff like that into the production stream. And we talked a little bit briefly in season 2 about having like a call-in thing where I do like a voice chat during the stream. I'm still open to that, actually. I'm still open to that. It's just a matter of getting like the logistics figured out. And instead of doing everything slowly, I have been kind of like compartmentalizing certain things about the stream so that I can get it done. Where it's like, okay, finish the scenes, commission the thumbnails, make the segment songs, get the chat bot, like all those things. And so I've really been working more on the Monday through Thursday stream than the production stream. So tomorrow's production stream is pretty much going to be the same as last season's. Keeping it going. The one that I posted has really cool artsy packaging, says Erica, about the butter. Yeah, thanks, Cyber. Yeah, I'll ask in the Discord for sure. And the Discord link works now, so that's another thing that I was working on. Also, guys, it took me so long last night to figure out what was wrong with alerts. I don't really want to bore you guys with all the details, but I did everything, and then I undid everything, and then I redid everything, and then I redid everything, and then I unredid everything. And it turned out that it was just one little box checked. It was one little box that needed to be checked. And so last night, well past my bedtime, I finally figured that out, and I was so exhausted and angry that I just passed out and slept like a baby. Anywho, so I fixed the alerts, so thank you guys for engaging in them. I hope that you appreciate that I have produced several different alert sounds. I mean, it's the same notes. It's the same notes, but I did make several different alert sounds depending on if it's a, bits or a follow or a sub or whatever. Yes, thank you, Cyber. I'm also glad that I slept. It was wonderful. It was so good. This time of year in Los Angeles, I tell you, and this is not, I am doing this with some sensitivity because I know that a lot of other places right now are experiencing some of the most horrendous weather. And so I feel for you guys for sure. But this time in LA, it's like brisk morning where I can go to sleep with my windows open and I wake up and it's just like a cool, like 55 degrees in my room, nice chill. And then I work out and I warm my body up. And it's like by the time I start the stream, it's like nice enough to where I can like pop open a window if I want, and I can like bask in the sun without it hurting me. It's winter in LA, baby. Anyways, the rest of the news. Oh, right, song recommendations. So I actually did make a Spotify list. I mean, I'm gonna do the review for this one. This one is River Song by Bebel Gilberto, and I understand that I'm not from Brazil and I don't speak Portuguese, so I probably butchered the name a little bit. Bebel? I say Bebel Gilberto, but I have to think super hard every time I say it. Anyways, the reason I'm recommending this song is because a lot of the songs that I recommend in this stream are probably going to be songs by homies and songs that are pretty much modern and songs that are kind of in this middling area where they're not Billie Eilish, but they're also not, well, they're not Billie Eilish, but usually they're modern. This is a pretty old song though, and I got into this song when this song was already pretty old, and it was because when I was a junior in high school, a friend of mine got like really deep into bossa nova, which I have to retroactively thank him for because this was not a thing that I originally happened upon. And he would listen to it all the time. Like we were driving somewhere, he would put on bossa nova music. Like we were playing video games, he'd throw on some bossa nova. He was a Japanese man. And Eventually I was like, because this was before Shazam. This was Either this was before Shazam, or I just didn't have it, or maybe it was iPhone only or something like that. But I feel like this was before Shazam. The reason I feel that way is because it was like when he was playing music, I did have to ask him. Like there was no cool sneaky way for me to like figure out the tracks. By the way, I miss days like that where you had to ask. But anyways, I would ask him what it was, and he was like, "Oh, this is blank," and he would say some random name, and I was like, "I like this. Like this is really good. Like this is dope." And the first artist was Babel. I was like, "What is this?" He was like, "This is Babel Gilberto." And I literally went to Zia. I went to like the Zia record store and bought just any Babel album because I realized there were several. But I just bought the first one that I saw, and it was this one, and it was self-titled. It's just named after her, the album, and it was like $3. It was used, and the entire album, by the way, I know I'm just recommending River Song, which please listen to it, but the entire album is just this, it goes down so smooth, as most bossa nova does, but it's like just listening to it, I became obsessed with this woman. I was listening to her like in the car all the time. I was listening to her while I was working. I was listening to her while I was sleeping. I would literally like put on the album and then just go to sleep to it. Like, so good, such good music. And I think that it's important. It's important for all of us, and I think a lot of us in here, like a lot of people in here, like watch anime and stuff like that. So you guys probably aren't like squeamish or shy to listening to a foreign language, but a lot of people I do know are like, I can't listen to stuff where I don't understand the lyrics because I connect more with the lyrics than I do with music, and I totally understand that. People are like, I can't understand what this singer's saying, and that's inhibiting my ability to connect with a song. So if you're that type of person and you don't speak Portuguese, some of these songs might not be for you. But from somebody that was like looking at anime, listening to like J-pop or whatever, and listening to like a bunch of mariachi music, it's like understanding the lyrics isn't necessarily imperative to my ability to understand and even connect with the song and the mood of the song. And this is one of those songs. Please listen to River Song. She looks kind of like the girl from Weeds. I can see it. I can see it in this photo. I can see it in this photo for sure. For sure. She doesn't look like this anymore, but she was very young when she released this. In fact, the entire Gilberto family. There's like a lot of Gilbertos in Bossa Nova, and I guess I recommend all of them. Okay, so and also if you type one of the commands, it's Rex. I think it works. Somebody type exclamation point Rex, like RECS, and see if it works, because I did make a Spotify playlist for all of the music that I'm going to be recommending in Morning Medley. And this song hasn't yet been added. I'm only adding them after each episode airs, so there's no like spoilers on what the recommended song is going to be. But yeah, that is the playlist, and you can see yesterday's recommended song, which was Drive 45's song Everything I Own, and even the first episode song, which was Weed in LA by the Koreatown Oddity. So now that we got that out of the way, I still have a bunch of music out. I talked a little bit yesterday about almost how exhaustively how much music there is out there. But you can hear all of it on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal Group, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. Please go check those things out. We are not streaming on YouTube anymore. We're over here on Twitch, but I do have a lot of videos that are up on YouTube. Quarantunes, random remix videos, and like funny, almost bordering upon like meme remix videos. And so those are all hosted on YouTube, so you can check those out when you get a chance. Rex is a radio station, WREX. Excellent. Does anybody remember the game Wild 9? I feel like I've had this exact conversation in this stream. There was a game called Wild 9 where I think the main character's name was Wex, because he would always scream Wexcellent when he killed somebody. It sounds more gruesome than it is. Actually, no, it sounds just as gruesome as it was. There was a lot of torture in that game, but like zany cartoon torture, you know. I know Wild 9 says word. That's pretty funny. I do need to fix that, and I will. Whoa, why does it say cyber? Whoa, that's weird. Cyber, I'm sorry. That's so weird. I guess like Cyber was on my mind, and I just wow, that's embarrassing. I didn't even catch that. Holy crap. Yeah. It's been a long few days, guys. Anywho, yeah, go play Wild 9. Go listen to River Song by Bill Gilberto. I'm going to play the closing song now because I'm literally out of news. If you have a question or a comment, now would be the time to say it and not wait until I'm literally saying goodbye. Did you borrow Cyber's command template? I didn't. That's what I typed that. Oh. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Word. Maybe? I don't remember doing that, Cyber, but I mean that makes sense. And my memory is trash, so I'm gonna go with you on this one. Was there any? There wasn't. Oh, that's sick. I'll fix that. I'll add that to my list of things to do. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Aang. I appreciate you. Also, thank you for giving Agnes and Firo some love. That was nice. Thank you, everybody, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. I know I've been, like, off the rails lately, and I haven't been super active in the Discord. Yesterday, I was literally out all day. I spent a disgusting amount of time in my car, and by the time I got home, I did just want to go to bed, but I was like, I need to figure out how to fix the alerts. So I was just crouched over my laptop for what feels like forever. But I will fix the things. The things will be fixed, I promise. But yeah, thank you for being respectful to me and polite to each other. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your 11:01. Look at that. Yo, we are killing it. 11:01. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. This timing thing, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling pretty good.